Good morning, everyone. How are you? This is Gail Dudley with your News in Motion. Today is Tuesday, January the 12th, 2021. So how's everyone doing on this Tuesday morning? Good morning, Brenda Randleman. Good morning, Felicia Williams. Good morning to everyone. Good morning to you. Good morning, Latrice Jones. Good morning. Good morning to my brother, Liz Pryor. Good morning, Tamara. Good morning, Kenya. Good morning. Good morning, Lori Williams Wallace. Good morning, girl. Good morning, Kimberly Graves. I need that book, girl. Good morning, Kelly Lee. Good morning, Marion. Good morning, Deborah Johnson. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to all of you. Good morning, Adrian, and to Dana. Good morning. Good morning, people. Good morning. Again, if you are tuning in now that we're on several platforms, good morning, Erica and Pastor Annette. Good morning. If you are tuning in and you're saying, well, who is she saying good morning to? And I want my name out there. We are on Facebook Live. You can go to Gail E. Dudley. That's Gail, middle initial E. Dudley. This is public. The News in Motion that is broadcast live is public, so you can click in and you can join us here, 7:25 a.m. Eastern. Good morning. I see more people coming in here. Good morning. Or you can just send us a notice and say, hey, I want my name shared, but I'm listening to you on audio. Just let us know and we'll do that. The platform is here at 7:25 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. It's on many other platforms. We upload it to YouTube, and then it shoots out to LinkedIn and to Twitter and to Instagram. And we're also on other social media platforms and other listening platforms. So as this is growing, we know you're catching us all around different places. Just let us know. Say, hey, I want my name shout out. We'll try to feed in as many names as we can. But let's get started with today's news. I want to start off first talking about the book for the week. Good morning, y'all. I see y'all coming in, Yolanda and Charles and Pastor Alex. Good morning to all of you. The book for this week is Half the Sky. It's an amazing book. I've used it on many occasions, even when it comes to ministry. And it's really dealing with turning oppression into opportunity for women worldwide to not only raise awareness of women's issues, but also to provide concrete steps to fight these problems and empower women. It's an amazing book. This book took off into many directions. There's a documentary, there are series, you can do watch groups, you can do all kinds of things with the book, Half the Sky. So the nonprofit for this weekend, we're still dealing with the nonprofit for the month of human trafficking awareness, but the nonprofit for this week is Half the Sky Movement. It's Half the Sky Movement. Y'all really want to check it out. You can find that at www.halftheskymovement.org. Again, that's www.halftheskymovement.org. Amazing. And I want to give a shout out. I don't know if Nawana's on here or not already this morning, but if she is, y'all, she made me look great yesterday. Not good, but great. She took her News in Motion Live and put it on the big screen. And I'm thinking, wow. I mean, girl, you spoke to me with that image. So shout out to you and shout out for posting your picture with your bag you won from the, what was that one on? New Year's Eve trivia. So good morning, Kim Hill. All right, y'all, 8 days. Can you say it with me, y'all? 8 days. 8 days. 8 days. 8 days. Good morning, Jeffrey. 8 days. All right, y'all, so here it is. Wednesday's attempt of a coup to overturn the government was more violent than it first appeared. It was more violent than it first appeared. I don't know if y'all have been seeing the video that first was released by CNN News. The DC Metro officer was grabbed by the mega rioter, pulled him down the Capitol steps, where he was then stomped and beaten, also beaten with an American flag. And y'all call yourselves patriots? I'm really concerned with what's happening. And y'all, please be aware that not to incite fear, we're not doing that. We're not going to operate in fear, but we got to use wisdom. Please be aware there are many things that are being planned. Many things that are being planned. We don't know the dates. We don't know the times, but there are many things that are being planned. So just be mindful of that. All right, y'all, in our section, Politics in Motion, House Democrats introduced the articles of impeachment against Donald Trump yesterday, accusing him of inciting insurrection. The first step in their bid is to remove the president from office. Leader Mitch McConnell, believe it or not, has indicated the Senate wouldn't consider, but they're willing to consider the charge until after January the 20th. Good morning, Rhonda. I know it's early in your neck of the woods, Texas. January the 20th at the earliest, which is the inauguration day. At that point, power would have transferred to the Biden administration. Now, Senators Lisa McCroskey and Pat Toomey have called for the president to step down, while Senator Ben Sasse, and these are all Republicans, has said he will consider any potential charges. So people are being mindful. Like, they're really starting to see, now that more and more is coming out, they're realizing how damaging and how much destruction and the hate and everything that's going on. All right, y'all, we have political donations. A large number of companies, including Facebook, Microsoft, Google, BP, and JP Morgan Chase, said they will pause all political donations to reevaluate their spending in the wake of last week's events. I know where they can spend their money. They can spend their money to people who are facing evictions. They can spend their money to people who are food insecure. They can spend their money in Black and brown businesses. That's where they can spend their money. So just, I said last week, and we're going to do it again today. Let's just pause for a moment. I want y'all to feel the thread with what you think companies who have given billions of dollars to campaigns each year, billions, that's what the B. What do you think? What are some suggestions that you have where these corporations could spend their money? Take a few moments and put them in a thread. I want to hear from you. What do you think these companies, now again, we're talking Facebook, Microsoft, Google, BP, and JP Morgan Chase, just to name a few. Where else could they spend their money? Antoinette says it's frozen. I see more people coming in, Antoinette, so it may be you. Pay off student loan debt. I see that, Karen. Okay. Antoinette says, never mind. Mentoring youth. Okay, Rhonda, mentoring youth. Good morning, Paige. Homeless shelters. Okay. Pay their workers a living wage. That's good. Food banks. That's good. Keep them coming in. Food insecurity, rent, utilities, paying. Yep. Yes, people are tired, disappointed. Yep. Food insecurity. Yes, y'all. And this is the mindset. Stem the upcoming rental crisis, job placement. Yes. And then the reason why I'm wanting us to participate, especially on Tuesdays when I throw out a question, helping cancer patient pay bills. That's a good one, Mary. Yes. And you've been doing that work for years. Small business and food banks pay for health care for their employees. Yes, y'all. Yes to all of this. Y'all, just imagine, when we're putting these things together, this says that we're already thinking this way. Foster care programs, absolutely. Pay off medical debt, absolutely. And so if we start giving this information even to our representatives, to say, hey, look, so these things are changing. So here are some things that we would like to see implemented. We have that right to have those conversations with our elected officials, people that we're doing business with. If you're banking at JP Morgan Chase, you have a right to send in suggestions. You're not demanding anything. You're sending in suggestions. We're all on Facebook. We're on Facebook right now. Just think if we would just send this in, here are some suggestions. We see you're pulling back and reevaluating the donations that you're giving to political parties. But with that being said, what about some small business loans? Or not even loans, some small business grants? What about helping those who are food insecure? What about, you've been reporting on the evictions, What about giving to these landlords to keep these people in their places so that the landlords are still getting the money that they need to survive and to do what they're doing? Community college for free. So y'all, here are some things we need to think about, not just while we're here on News in Motion, but as we're doing our everyday life. Start thinking about these things. Good morning, Judy. Start thinking about these things. Okay, so now we have charges, and thank you all for participating. If you have more, keep putting them in there. Charges. 2 other officers have been suspended, while at least 10 officers are under investigation. These are the U.S. Capitol officers for their conduct during last Wednesday. More than 25 terrorism cases have been opened by investigators connecting to participants in the crowd. So that's happening. All right, y'all, take your place. This one is exciting for me. Following the insurrection of the U.S. Capitol, the resignation of former Capitol Police Chief Stephen Saad, Yogananda Pittman has been named acting chief of the department. Black woman, yeah. Yogananda Pittman, a graduate of Morgan State University, has been a member of the Capitol Police Force since 2001. So they have her in there as the acting chief, Capitol Police Chief. So I'm praying that she gets it all the way. I am. That is exciting for me. All right, NBC News is reporting that Rudy may be in trouble, and that's Rudy Giuliani. The New York State Bar Association announced on Monday that it is launching an inquiry into whether to remove former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani as an attorney, to remove his law license. So that is happening. That is happening. They are saying, and I quote, that he is to blame for violence, lying for the president, and spewing information that has been false, stirring up the pot with people. So that's happening. Black in Motion. We have different segments now. So now the segment of Black in Motion. An officer in Reading, Pennsylvania, get this, y'all, is under investigation after telling a woman to get back to the ghetto. That happened in Reading, Pennsylvania. That's happening. That's happening. Yeah, so he's now under investigation after telling a woman, go back to the ghetto. See, people now with their smartphones and their videotaping everything, listen here. That's what's happening. She questioned the officers for aggressively arresting a man who was suspected of burglary, according to the New York Post. The woman confronted the police officer after witnessing the way they were treating him in the middle of the street. And so the response was, shut up, move along, go back to the ghetto. Well, actually get back to the ghetto. So that's happening. Yeah, that's happening. All right, y'all, this segment, Finance in Motion. Actor Anthony Anderson and his mother, Doris Anderson, are partnering with Northwestern Mutual to educate the public about financial planning. In an interview with Yahoo Finance, Anthony said financial planning was not a topic of conversation in the family when he grew up in Compton, California. For many of us, how many of us have not had that conversation growing up? How many of us are reluctant to have the conversation now because we think we don't have that much? Y'all, we can have that conversation about financing, investing, being a philanthropist, even if it's $1. Y'all, we need to start changing our mindset when it comes to finances. We need to. Yesterday, I talked about paparazzi jewelry and how people were tripping about the cost of it. And I said, really is, you got to know how to wear things. It's about an internal confidence that you pull out. So you can wear anything. Here's the other thing. Let's stop telling people what we're paying for stuff. Let's stop doing that. We talked about even before Christmas how some people who are in trouble and struggling, they are embarrassed to say anything to anyone because they're thinking that we're going to look at them saying, that's all you pay for that, or you're in trouble. Y'all, we need to rise above that. We really do. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but we need to rise above that and start having the conversation. Y'all, we need to start investing. We need to start investing. So let's just say that you have something you're trying to do and you're looking for some sponsors to do. And I'm going to talk about sponsorship tomorrow. Y'all know on Wednesday now we have the Wednesday workshop. So I'm going to talk about sponsorship, grant writing, investing, so forth tomorrow. So I'm going to save that for tomorrow. So if you want that information, come with your pencil and paper in hand. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. But for today, as Anthony Anderson, actor, and he's with Blackish, y'all know that. Anthony Anderson, he's saying, we got to have this conversation. We need to stop looking at the outer layers of people and saying, how can I invest into their movement? How can I invest into COC? And sorry, Mary, I still know it as Christian Overcoming Cancer. How can we invest into this business that's taken off? How do we invest into artists such as Nikki Burton? How do we invest in ministry such as Greater Gethsemane in Baltimore? How do we invest in what's happening in Texas, or what's happening in North Carolina, or what's happening in Washington, D.C.? Y'all, we need to start putting our money and our dollars in those things that are bringing us something. If you're tuning into something every day or once a week, or you're part of some sort of a ministry, prayer ministry or movement, make sure you're investing in that. If you are getting from that person or that group of people, invest in it. And y'all, stop thinking that $1 is too small. Still give it. We all have dream aspirations and desires, and we do. We need to, and I'm guilty of this. The team says to me all the time, you have not mentioned your Cash App in weeks. And I said, but I'm just more into the news. They said, but it's because of people who are sowing is allowing you to continue the news. For example, I shared this with y'all right before the new year, that I this year I'm no longer publishing books. I'm going to serve as a consultant when I'm speaking with people and helping self-publishers and giving them the information from A to Z. But I'm no longer going to publish. That is slicing up. That is slicing a part of the income that I have, more than half. But I see the pull with News in Motion, that I'm over here in News in Motion, and then I'm giving my life into News in Motion, and I'm doing the research, because News in Motion is not an 8-hour time. It's not the 30 minutes you see. It's the 10 hours or more that we're spending throughout the rest of the day to bring to you the truth, relevant commentary with the call to action, mixed with the inspirational message. So just think about each business and what they're doing, what our ministry's doing. You're just not seeing them preach on Sunday morning. It's everything else that they're doing throughout the week. People who are in business, you're not just seeing a finished product. It's all the design time that they're doing. It's all the negotiations that they're doing, trying to bring you a great product. Y'all, there's so much more to that. So when he's talking about investing, we need to understand how to invest, how to plan financially, and what we need to do. So I want to read this. This was on actor Anthony Anderson's Instagram. He says, 2020 made us all realize the importance of being prepared for the unexpected, which is true. He said, my one piece of advice as we head into 2021 is to get a financial plan in place. This new year, I'm working with Northwestern Mutual to share the power of financial planning and how it can help you achieve your dreams today and the ones you have for the future, while protecting what matters most during challenging times. He goes on to say, whether that's rebuilding a business after a difficult year, finally taking that vacation, putting your kids through college, or buying your dream home, like my mom. His mom is being a first-time homeowner. Now, let me just pause here before I finish reading his IG. Some of y'all immediately thought, well, that's actor Anthony Anderson. Why didn't he buy his mom a home? His mother said she didn't want him to do that. She wanted to figure out how to buy the home on her own. And so she put steps in place to be able to buy her home without saying her son bought it for her. Y'all, that's powerful. That's powerful. So y'all, even with that kind of mindset, some of us would be like, well, he should have bought it. Well, she wanted to buy it on her own. She wanted to. So then he goes on to say, working with Northwestern Mutual Financial Advisor can help make that happen. So he's just talking about financial planning. On his IG Live, he talked about we need to get beyond it. Y'all heard it here first on News in Motion. I just want to say it. He was saying, he goes, stop thinking you need tens of thousands of dollars to talk to a financial planner. He said, you can have $5, y'all. It's a mindset change, y'all. We have to shift the mindset. We have to shift the mindset. All right, y'all, the coronavirus numbers, confirmed cases, 23,143,197. Confirmed cases, 23,143,197 confirmed cases. Remember, I go to the World Health Organization to get my numbers. I bypass the CDC. Why don't they go to the CDC? I have no idea. Deaths, 385,249. Deaths, 385,249. That number is painful to even read. Recovered, 13,680,461. Recovered, 13,680,461. Let's celebrate that recovery. Something else that happened on last Wednesday during the attempted coup, Representative Bonnie Watson Coleman, a Democrat from New Jersey, District 12, tests positive for COVID-19 after huddling in close quarters during the Capitol raid, where her GOP colleagues refused to wear masks. Refused to wear masks. Let that sink in. There's an attempted coup. They're huddled up in close quarters, and people are refusing to wear masks. And thank you, Mary, every week, every day for putting those numbers in there. All right, y'all. So I asked y'all, I said, hey, I want y'all to participate for the win. I want y'all to participate and share with us for the win. I want y'all to participate for the win. Well, right about 11:50 p.m., I get a message from Jeffrey Allen James. Jeffrey Allen James sends me a inbox message saying, I got for the win. And I was like, ooh, you're going to make me go there. But since this is a community, since this is family and family does not always agree, I'm going to give his for the win. Jeffrey Allen wants for the win the Alabama Crimson Tide Roll Tide. Now, listen here. Hi, John Gore. Listen here. There for the win. Jeffrey, I did it. I ate crow. I did it. There for the win. They did have victory over my beloved Buckeyes. The score was 52-24. They pretty much slaughtered us. They did. They dominated the game. They did. So Jeffrey Allen James, I'm gonna eat the crow today and go ahead and say Alabama Crimson Tide, Roll Tide for the win. Oh, that was so hard to say, but I said it. That was so hard to say, but I said it. I said it. So, yeah. See, I shouldn't have changed those rules till after the game was over. Excuse me. But yeah, that's right, Lori. OHIO. We still love our Buckeyes. D. Smith and company. Yes, for the win. So I just had to go ahead and go there and say they get the win today. So let's go to the inspirational message. Good morning, Mike Nicholson. Mike Nicholson was up at 2:49 a.m. putting together his plan. And his plan is phenomenal. And as he rolls that out, CPR is on standby for me. Latrice, you just doing that on purpose. I'm looking at y'all's messages now. Mike Roll Tide, whatever, people. But y'all, Mike is working on something phenomenal. And when he rolls that out, I will be sharing it here. Many of you are also working on things phenomenal. When you roll them out, let's share it here. The one thing that I do want to ask, Just like any other broadcast, any other news, feel free to sponsor. Sponsor what someone's doing. So that will continue Ministry in Motion going. That will keep us going as well. All right, y'all. So the inspirational message. I'm going there. Y'all know I'm a believer. Oh, let me stop here for a moment and share this before I hang up, before we go off the air. So, my throat this morning. There's many people that are tuning in from all over. Again, now this is on audio in different places as well, but we're trying to bring them here. So people have been asking these questions, some questions, and I was seeing look at my notes, some questions that are just like bringing me to tears in a good way. People are saying stuff like, I just saw your broadcast. Who are you? I just listened to your broadcast. Where did you come from? I mean, they're not just saying in a negative way. They're saying, where have you been? I would listen to you every day. People are saying, you're straight to the point. 30 minutes that I don't mind investing at all. People are saying, where do you live? How can we get in touch with you? How can we sow into what you're doing? Why aren't you on national platforms? These are some things that that News in Motion is getting. So just to let you know, for those of you who are not on my Facebook page, my name is Gail Dudley, of course. I reside in Central Ohio. I am 55 years old. I have 2 adult children that I just adore, a son and a daughter. I have been married for 29 years. I do ministry. I'm learning to do ministry differently. I'm realizing, although I love fellowship and relationships at the church, but my ministry is more like now marketplace ministry. I have found my purpose after so many years, and I'm just enjoying it. News in Motion, my daughter and I have a publication called Ready Publication, which is on pause for the moment. She's now heading it. She's now taking it completely over. I'm still the co-founder, but I'm in the background with that now. And from that, I've been doing media for years. I have, I believe, 14 book titles that are on the shelves in bookstores. I'm a speaker. I do publishing consulting. I'm a media personality. I'm a media host of News in Motion. And I just love life. News in Motion has become a family. We are a community. We are over 130 something episodes at this point. So that is who I am, just a little bit. And thank you for tuning in, and thank you for listening. Again, if you're listening by audio or on another platform, and you hear where I shout out names, all you have to do is let me know, hey, put my name in there. We'll do that. So that's just a little bit about me. So here's the inspirational message before I sign off. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 16 through 18. And that should tell you I'm also a believer of Jesus Christ. It says, rejoice always, pray continually, give thanks in all circumstance, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus. I'll read that again. Rejoice always, pray continually, give thanks in all circumstance, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus. Rejoice always. When I read that, y'all, rejoice always means at all times. Even in your darkest hour, rejoice. Find something to rejoice. Even in that darkest hour, the part that you can rejoice is that my heart is still beating, that I can still hear if you have the hearing ability. I can still speak if you have a speaking ability. I can still see if you have a seeing ability. I can still feel if you have the feeling ability. You have to find that something, even in your darkest hour, to still rejoice. Rejoice that knowing that you're still alive. Rejoice always. Pray continually. Pray without ceasing. Pray. Prayer could just be calling out the name of Jesus. We don't have to go so deep. We don't have to use all these eloquent words. All we have to do is say Jesus. We can also just say help. We can also say, I need you. That's prayer, y'all. Prayer doesn't have to be, oh, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Okay, that's good. It could just be, Lord, help me. Lord, just breathe on me. Lord, save me. Lord, hear me. Lord, I love you. Lord, thank you. Whatever that is, pray continually. Give thanks in all circumstances. God, I thank you for life. I thank you for health. I thank you for my abilities. I thank you for being able to say, I thank you. Y'all, it doesn't have to be that deep. We have to stop making it so deep. Just rejoice, pray continuously and be thankful for this is God's will. This is his will that we will rejoice, that we will pray, and that we will offer thanksgiving. That's what it is. So y'all, continuing our time of prayer, pause and pray through the end of this month. Pause and pray. The ministry challenge again is let's be intentional about praying 3 minutes 3 times a day. Pray for your worship experience. Now also add it on there. Pray for an encounter with God. Pray for an encounter. You may be saying, well, what's an encounter? An encounter is that light bulb moment. An encounter is where you just feel peace that comes out of nowhere. An encounter could be that you can just hear God's voice. You know that he's speaking. It may be audible. It may not be audible. But pray for a worship experience. Pray for an encounter. That could be your first 3 minutes of your day, the first 3 minutes that you give. And I believe it was Diane Ladybug saying these can be car experiences. Just don't crash your car. The next 3 minutes, pray for mission and ministry. Pray for mission and ministry. Pray for mission and ministry. Pray that people have what they need to be able to extend outreach, do missions, and do ministry. And then the last 3 minutes of your day or wherever you want to fit it in, these are just examples. You can come up and pray with something extremely different than this. These are just examples to get us started. Pray for family, pray for your personal needs, and pray for your neighbor. Pray for your neighbor. You know, there's one thing that I share oftentimes. People who have been in ministry with me for years know that I say this. I say, pray community. And what does that look like? Like, for example, I'm praying for Lori. Lori's praying for Elaine. Elaine's praying for John. John's praying for Pastor Alex. Pastor Alex is praying for Pastor Annette. Pastor Annette is praying for Kenya. Kenya is praying for Shirley. Shirley is praying for Mike. Mike is praying for the next person. You just keep praying for people. That's praying community. And then that other person then prays for me. So we're all covering each other in prayer. The other part of praying community is not just praying, God bless me and my finances. It is then changing, God bless the finances of your people, of the community. Because when you do that, you're including yourself in that prayer as well. Stop just praying, God bless my marriage. God bless marriages. Because if you're married, you're going to be included in that marriage prayer that you are praying. We need to stop being so selfish with our prayers, y'all. We need to. Instead of saying, God, pray, heal my family member of COVID-19. God, heal everyone who has experienced COVID-19 all over the world. God, cancel the assignment of the enemy. God, breathe a healing prayer upon all your people. God, bless every physician. God, protect every physician from COVID-19 or any other disease or sickness or ailments or anything like that. If we start praying community, understanding that you are a part of the community, those prayers are going to be answered for you as well, y'all. We have to stop being selfish when it comes to prayer. That's why I'm giving this ministry challenge to pray 3 minutes 3 times a day, y'all. That is not a lot of time. I just spent 3 minutes giving y'all that prayer right there. And trust me, that's a prayer that I'm praying for you. I pray that you will not experience any lack. I pray that you will not experience any illness. I pray that if you are ill, that you are healed right now in the name of Jesus. I am praying for your steps. I am asking God to order all of our steps in the name of Jesus. I am asking God to shower down his blessings upon us. I am asking God to break every bondage that we may be experiencing. I am asking God to do the miraculous today that you've never thought or imagined. I am asking God to propel somebody into their future of a business, of being a teacher, being an educator, of being a lifelong mom in chief or dad in chief in their home. I am asking God to bless. I am asking God to give us peace, which passes all understanding. I am asking God to do some amazing things in all of our lives today. I am asking God and praying the prayer that no weapon formed against any of us shall prosper. That's what I'm asking. And Mike, if you're still here, I'm asking God to breathe on what it is that you're doing with your blog and your vlog and your podcast. May it reach around the world and change lives everywhere with the stories you're going to be sharing. John, if you're still here, I'm asking God to bless your mentoring and what you're doing with young men everywhere, young and old. Because I don't believe that mentoring is just down. Sometimes you're mentoring up. So I'm asking God to give you this strength. Yes, I'm calling out the men today. I'm asking God, if you're still on here, Pastor Alex, that he will bless your ministry. He will bless your family, and that he will give you and Laura everything you could even think or imagine. If you're still on here, John Swan, I'm asking God to bless your ministry, to bless your business, your jewelry business, and everything that you're doing. If you're on here, Fred Jones, I'm asking God to bless everything you touch. Everything you touch. Everything you touch. If you're on here, Kenny Stanley, I'm asking God to heal you and your family and everything you have need of. Everything. I'm not calling all the men, I know that, but I'm going to go back through here today, sometime today, and I'm going to put blessings. If anyone else wants to join me, look at all the men that are on this thread and leave them a blessing. Go to their name where they have posts and put your blessing on there. You can just look for their names and put a blessing on there for these men. Hear me, they need it. They need it for such a time as this. All right, y'all, I am Gail Dudley with your News in Motion. Today is Tuesday, January the 12th, 2021. Until tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday workshop. Tomorrow is Wednesday workshop. We will be back here, God willing, at 7:25 a.m. Eastern. Have a great day, everyone. I love you. Mwah. Be blessed. Peace out.